In a world searching for gaming knowledge comes the man, the myth, a legend in his own mind, Critical. Welcome back, guys and gals. Critical here. Today I'm going to be doing some testing in No Man's Sky. Now, I've been jonesing to do a testing video. I don't have a game right now that I haven't tested. Just about everything I'm able to test with it right now. And I was trying to use a controller in No Man's Sky, and I had nothing but trouble with an Xbox One controller. If I use just a controller to control the game, and I go in, the look function is slower than snail snot. Now, I thought it was the new updates that they did. They updated some shading, high res. I was on too high of a resolution. I dropped my resolution down to basically nothing, and it was still slow. I couldn't understand it. So I unplugged my Xbox controller, plugged in my PS4 controller, and it worked. Wow. Okay. Well, anybody out there that's having a problem with your Xbox One controller and No Man's Sky, if you get into the game and it's slow, I mean like slow, like about this right here is the fastest you can turn, it's not your frames per second. It's nothing to do with that. There's some type of odd hitch. And it fixed for me when I plugged in my PS4 controller. So here's my Xbox One controller, and I do have a PS4, and I plug in my PS4 controller, and this game natively utilizes PS4. Now there we go, all the way over. So it's got a good functionality too. But when I originally had plugged in just the Xbox One, I had started the game probably 5-6 times at least. I went down, and the other day I said I was having problems with the frame rate, and I had updated my drivers the day before. Well, I did that on the 8th, and on the 9th they came out with new drivers. I downloaded new drivers, and I can run it on Ultra again. Now I'm currently on high because I was doing some testing trying to figure out if it was my frames per second. Everything else seemed smooth no matter how I moved, but it was just the controller that was laggy, almost like right there. There was a lag spot right there. Now that might just be in the controller itself. Yeah, I think that was just the controller itself. It's spinning around pretty good. But yeah, that was making it completely unplayable. Now you can hear my controller as I move around. That's because I took the rubber bands off the Xbox controller and put it on my PS4 controller. This game has native support for PS4 controllers, so I was going to silence it and play and stream today using the PS4 controller. But I wanted to do a quick video. I mean, and I looked out on the internet, and there was a lot of people complaining about they've updated the game, the new patch comes out, they've hooked up with their controller, and all of a sudden it doesn't work. It's too slow. And all the sensitivities that you can set in the game, bring those up for you real quick. I went in here and played with all of them. Mouth smoothing, sensitivity, none of that made any difference. I set it to 100, it didn't make a difference. I set it to 0, it didn't make a difference. No matter what I did, I couldn't get this Xbox One controller to get out of snail mail mode. It was so slow. It hurt. There's no way I could do a video on this game using a controller. When I touched the mouse, everything was fine. I said, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my PS4 controller, and it started moving perfectly. I was like, oh God, I've got to do a video on this. There's an innate issue where a PS4 controller on a PS4 cough game works perfectly, but an Xbox One controller doesn't. So all of you guys out there, if you have No Man's Sky and you're trying to play it on your Xbox One controller, and your right joystick is just slower than snail snot, and no matter what you do, you can't get it to work, grab a PS4 controller. It might even work with an older PS3 controller as long as it can hook to your system. Hook it up while you're in the game, go ahead and move around a little bit, and then go back to your Xbox One controller. Now, originally I thought because I hadn't restarted my computer since I did that, that maybe some kind of setting I had adjusted had changed something. So I actually stopped the recording, restarted my computer, and it's still, the Xbox One controller is usable now. I can get in here and play the game. And the look function is smooth and beautiful, easy. You know, and I am on 1920 by 1080 with ultra, medium, and medium. Now I'm gonna bump these settings now because originally I thought all my problems were, you know, that slow movement was frames. So I'll bump that up a little bit. It'll look a little bit better today. But this is just a short video to help people out there trying to play No Man's Sky with an Xbox One controller and having issues with the right joystick. Plug in a PS4 controller and all the problems go away. Why that is, I do not know. I don't have an advanced computing degree. I don't know how to program. I don't have that technical know-how. I just know I plugged one in, it didn't work. I plugged a second one in, everything's fine. I was like, hey, cool, I can show this on a video. I'll get 1 million views because this is controversy. Plug in the Xbox One controller, and it makes me look like a complete idiot. And you guys get to see it almost live, almost. You guys have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Bye.